So what's up, Freedom Foods family? This is Ryan and welcome back to the channel. Today is a huge day. Today is a huge day because ever since even thinking about moving out here, I've wanted a horse. When you're on a farm and you have acreage and you have the resources to do it, you want a horse. Now let me tell you this, I didn't want one right away. My thinking was I like to set goals for myself. And when I hit those goals, then I give myself a reward. I told myself once we hit 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, that's when I get a horse. But sometimes things change, opportunities arise, and you just have to take them. See, my friends that keep cows across the way, and they've kind of mentored me with the whole cow experience, especially with, the different grasses, the different weeds, helping pull calves, helping just with a million different things. So didn't know this about them right off the bat, but apparently they're like world-class horse trainers in their lifetimes. I don't want to get the stats wrong, but I talked to Woody, and he said there's about 21 world champions that he's produced, or he's trained. So that tells me he knows what he's doing. His wife Shirley was telling him about all the different horses they've had and how good they've been, how good they're working with them, and how they just get horses. They know what to look for, they know how to handle them, they know how to feed them correctly, they know how to produce world champions. So about a little over a month ago, they get their first horse that they've had in a while, and they want to get back into horses. I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. I get to go over, pet on the first one, help feed it a little bit. Then they got a couple more, and a couple more, and a couple more, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then kind of just in passing, they mentioned, yeah, if we find an old mare for you, you should learn from us. And I was like, with me, when there's somebody that is that good at something and they're willing to teach you, okay, time to jump in. So got online, they gave me an idea what to look for, the different bloodlines and all this stuff, and I was sending over different horses I found to them. Well, I found this one after a couple days, and 2 days ago, we drove down to Houston and we picked her up. She's a 2-year-old filly out of a great bloodline, super smart, and hopefully she turns into something really cool. Now mind you, my experience with horses is going, hey, there's a horse. That's about it. Or the closest I've gotten, petting. Have I ever been on a horse? No. Have I ever handled a horse? No. Have I ever fed a horse? No. California boy, don't know anything about horses, just think they look really cool, and I always wanted one. So to have the experts teach me, yeah, I'm gonna get into horses. So let's go take a look at her. So everybody, I want to introduce you to the newest member of the Freedom Foods family. This is Miss Classy Bars, is her registered name, and she is pretty. And up until yesterday, I couldn't do this, or actually till this morning. Look, I'm touching her. She's 2 years old. The guy that we got her from, he had an accident, and that's why he was selling off. And he hasn't messed with her basically at all. So she's completely untrained, unbroken. But that's going to change super quickly. But what she is she's a registered American quarter horse, and her color's a red dun. See, let's see if I can get too close to her. See, the dun markings apparently is when they have the stripe down their back like that, and they're that color, and that's kind of the big difference between a red dun and a buckskin. Now when I say this kind of stuff, just note that I could be completely wrong. This is stuff that I'm kind of just passing along, just information that I've been told, passing along, and I could get lost in translation a little bit because, again, know nothing about horses. But I do know that she sure is pretty. She's a little bit skinny, so we're gonna put some weight on her, and that's what we're working on. Hey, and I'm just really excited for her. Now I want to show you guys something. See, on her legs, you can see stripes there, and from what I know, that is still a gene of the primitive horses. See, horses, they originated in northern Africa, and long time ago there was a split to where some horses went north some horses went south. The horses that went south became zebras. The horses that went north, into Europe, into the Middle East, into Asia, those are what became today's modern horses. So she still holds, especially the red duns apparently, hold that gene, that primitive gene, to where they still have a couple stripes on them, to where just a little nod to their zebra ancestors. Hey baby. Hey. You doing good? You warming up to me more? When we picked her up, she was just not handled, and she was a little bit flighty. Nothing mean or anything, but for me to even get this close to her now is huge progress, and me to be able to rub her butt. Haven't gotten her face yet, but rub her butt, that's big progress. So what's the plan for this horse? One, this is for me. This is a little hobby of mine. We're gonna, I enjoy even just doing this. I really do. I just enjoy being out here with her and being able to pet on her a little bit. And, number one, this is for me. Okay? Number two, we're gonna train her, ride her, breed her, show her, all the above. All the above. And, I don't really know what the direction is yet. I'm just gonna listen to Woody and Shirley. Whatever they tell me to do, that's what I'm gonna do. If they say jump, I jump. If I turn right, I turn right. Say turn left, turn left. Why? Because they know how to get to the destination for this horse probably better than anybody else around here. Much better than me. I have no clue what I'm doing. So whenever I get into something that I have no clue what I'm doing, all I do is listen to somebody that knows a lot better than me, and then we get to the same destination. It's like if you want to go from LA to New York, you just follow GPS, you'll get there. That's all I'm going to do. They're going to be my GPS. I'm just going to follow them, and hopefully it turns out really well. Now some of you might be asking, are we going to rotationally graze the horse? Are we going to do all the, kind of different stuff that we do here? Because this is a regenerative farm. My answer right now is no, not yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to whatever they tell me to do. Okay? And after I get good at it, after I get comfortable with it, then we can make experiments. Then we can make tweaks and say, okay, you know what? Are we going to do an exclusively grass-fed horse? Right now, no. Let me see if she still has a little bit of her feed left. Oh, yes, she does. It's a little bit of a mixture. I went to 5 or 6 different feed stores yesterday to try and go get this special blend of mix for feed for her. So yes, there is grain. I know horses naturally eat grass, and every other animal on the farm that naturally eats grass is going to eat grass. The horse, it's a completely different story. I have no clue what I'm doing with it, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the people that know better than me, and to create a world-class horse, this is what you do. So, is she going to eat grass? At some point, yes. We got to gentle her down a little bit to where she just doesn't run off. And you have to remember, this is not an animal that's going to get eaten at any point in her life. Okay? Cows, yes. At some point, they're going to get processed. They're going to get eaten. Sheep, yes. Chickens on pasture, great. So if an animal is going to get eaten, I'm not going to put grain into it. But if an animal is just here to look pretty and have fun with, then I'm going to give her the best possible diet and best way to put weight on her and just do what I'm told. And then she does have hay to eat, so that's her grass. But right now, the whole point is for me and her to become best buddies. So for those of you that are wondering, is anything going to change on the farm? No. The only thing that's going to change is that we're added a horse, and we have now one more thing to take care of, one more thing for me to have fun with, one more thing for me to learn from. So cows still mob graze, rotationally graze. The sheep are in the front yard right now. That's going to be a whole nother video. I think I'm going to be able to grow 400 pounds worth of lamb in my front and backyards. Look out for that one. That's going to be kind of a cool thing. But for now, she's just for fun. She's a hobby that she might end up helping me turn into a little business venture. We'll see. You're my toy. You're my pet, aren't you? You're here to make me smile. And you know what? You're doing a really good job at that. But now what I'm going to show you is my good friend and world-class horse trainer, Woody Thornton, do his thing with her on just the second day of having her. This is pretty impressive.
People moving here from California, buying up the ranches left and right. All the banks are saying, let us loan you, before the interest rates go out of sight. Moving vans streaming from the hard land, an exodus already underway. All the folks born and raised in Texas knew it's bound to happen one sweet day. They heard about our clear blue skies and all the green rolling hills, lower taxes, better jobs. Who could pass up that kind of deal? Oh, they're finding out what we've known all along. There ain't a better place to be. Anyone with half a brain would gladly make the move, 'cause Texas is the only place to be. Well, it rarely gets down below zero. There's hardly any blowing snow or ice. We've got so many country stars and heroes. Everyone you meet down here is nice. They heard about our clear blue skies and all the green rolling hills, lower taxes, better jobs. Who could pass up that kind of deal? Oh, they're finding out what we've known all along. There ain't a better place to be. Anyone with half a brain gladly make the move, 'cause Texas is the only place to be. Anyone with half a brain would gladly make the move, 'cause Texas is the only place to be.
That's today's lesson.
Wow. What were you doing with her?
Today was the second day we'd had hands on this filly. She's a 2-year-old that was been in the pasture since birth. Ryan and I picked her up Monday in Houston and brought her to the house. Had to load her in the trailer with a chute. She never had been there. Really took the halter really well and led her out of the trailer actually. But she never had a hand on her till yesterday, and yesterday was a long lesson just till she turned, faced, and came to me. And then, I certainly believe in pressure and release. And that's all I did yesterday with the lead line, and just put enough pressure on her for her to take a step with each of her front legs, and it was good. Well, yesterday was probably, which I didn't time it, was probably 25-30 minutes, maybe 40. But anyway, today was a 10-minute lesson, and that was one of the things I've tried to tell Ryan, is just that it's a repetitive thing every day and they get more used to it. Yesterday we couldn't touch her anywhere behind her face, and you just saw what a little bit of patience and consistency does, and that's really the biggest secret to training a horse, is patience and consistency. And it won't be but just another couple of days before this filly will want to hook up, if you want to call it that, but she'll start responding pretty quickly. She's a really smart filly, and we'll kind of keep this going on a daily basis to watch her progress up until she's light on weight. We probably need to put about 100 pounds on her before we actually get on her back, but in a couple of weeks we'll have the saddle on, or maybe just a cowboy surgicile and a long liner. Make sure she gets a bit in her mouth, and we'll long line her a little bit. Probably just do it with a halter at first, so she'll start responding to me behind her and directing her one way or the other. And whenever we found this filly, I told Ryan if he didn't buy her, I was. So, so she's really well bred filly. We've had one that bred the same way that was reserve national champion in at the Palomino show on her 45th ride. So this filly will be the same way. That filly was handled a lot more as a baby. She was a world champion weanling, world champion yearling. So she had a lot more handling than this filly did. But sometimes more is less, and sometimes less is more. And I really expect a lot out of this filly. That's why we bought her, because she's really related to some really good horses that we had in the past.
Wow. How did you get started in horses?
Grew up on a horse ranch with my dad. And of course that was the old days, whenever you snubbed them up, put a saddle on them, and somebody got on them and they bucked until. And then I kind of taught my dad into trying some different ways. And we had about anywhere from 40 to 50 colts a year. And he gave me 5 one year, and I started just going really slow. And some people call it natural horsemanship. Some people call it horse whispering. You know, I believe if you pay attention to the horses, they all have personalities just like we do. And if you pay attention to them, and there's some that, takes longer than others. And I asked Shorty Freeman one time why he always had good horses, and he said he let the bad ones go. So there's some truth to that, a lot of truth to that. And but we try to start them when they're young and handle them a lot. I don't know, there's all kind of things. People believe in all kind of things. Imprinting when they're the day they're born and stuff like that. Well, I don't normally do that. I wait till they're 4 or 5 months old and spend a lot of time in the pasture and let them come to me. And then we start from there. But I'm really pleased with this filly, because like I said yesterday, she didn't have a hand, had never had a hand on her other than putting her in a chute. Just kind of rough stuff. This is all new to her. She was in a big pasture with a bunch of other horses, so this is new to her. And she got cattle around her, got traffic out on the road, and acorns falling on tin roofs, so everything is absolutely new to her. But I got a lot of, I anticipate some good things from her in the next couple of months.
Thank you very much, Woody. This is really, really cool to see.
You're welcome. I wish you could have filmed yesterday.
Wasn't that awesome? Like, she's never been handled. She's never been handled. And just 2 days in, he's able to, do all that stuff with her. Get her calmed down, get her friendly. This is really cool to see. I'm just really, really, really excited about this. Again, this is for me. This is for me. This is for me to have some fun with. This is for me to put a smile on my face, and we'll go from there. If it turns into something, it turns into something. If not, you know what? It's worth it because I like it. So what this is me learning as much as I possibly can. We're gonna be able to, raise her up, put some weight on her, train her, ride her, and kind of go from there. This is gonna be fun. And if that's something that you want to follow along with, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos. Hit the like button because it really does help with the YouTube algorithm, and drop a comment if you like. Alright? Till next time. See ya. Bye. What's that? What are you looking at, huh? Is that a llama? Or 2? You've never seen one of those before, have you? Is that pretty cool? Yeah. The llamas, believe it or not, the llamas actually came from a place where they had a bunch of horses, so they should be fairly used to them. Her? She goes, "What in the world is that? Huh? What is that?"
it.